Hey everyone, it's Justine, health and wellness transformation coach, nutritionist, intuitive Reiki master practitioner, and author of the book, Lose Your Inches Without Losing Your Mind. Today's video is about, are you an empath? And if so, what you can do to balance and protect yourself. Now, I heard about this term many years ago, and when I heard it, it made sense to me, and it really clarified a lot about myself at the time. And I always know when it's time to make a video because I see random articles about stuff or other videos or people talking about stuff. So I know that it's time to make a video about being an empath. So what is an empath? It's basically a person that is able to feel another person's feelings or really like to put ourselves in their shoes. So if you are a coach of any kind, a counselor, therapist, you're the friend in your circle of friends that everyone comes to with their problems and issues and looks for advice, then you are an empath, okay? You are the go-to person. So some signs of an empath are that, again, people come to you with their issues or just to get advice. I've always been the person that people come to for advice because they know that I'm very objective and I don't judge anything, and I just listen, and then I give them advice based on everything I'm hearing, but to help them navigate on their path, like in the easiest way possible. So, and you also, if you're an empath, you might be like highly sensitive emotionally. So some people, they get like overly emotional. So it's just something to be cognizant of, to not get overly emotional, because sometimes we're taking on other people's feelings. So that's number two, is that you feel other people's feelings. Like some empaths will literally feel other people's feelings. They're in a room and they could sense that someone is sad or angry or depressed or something like that, and they get affected. And some people, believe it or not, will even like put on extra weight as a way to energetically shield themselves from just picking up on other people's stuff all the time. So when I learned that, because I used to be heavier about 15 years ago, I was 4 sizes bigger, and I didn't know that I was always just overly sensitive to everyone around me, and I was essentially like shielding myself from others, and also there was a few other reasons for that, but it was like a form of protection. So if you have some extra weight on you, there may be a reason for that energetically, and that's just something to be aware of. Number 3 signs that you're an empath is that negativity overwhelms you. It's like you just can't hear it. You just can't be around it. Like it just, if you hear it, it just does something to you. Like for me, I like feel it in every like sense of my being, and I can't be around negativity. And that goes to another thing I wrote on my list. It's like you can't listen to media. You can't watch the news. I mean, sure, nowadays you just can't watch the news, but I haven't watched the news in, you know, decades, I think. Because every time it would come on, even when I was in my young 20s, I see all the bobbleheads, like I would have a visceral reaction to the news. Like all of my cells would be like, I can't watch this stuff. Plus all the news is always slanted so negatively. So negativity may overwhelm you. And if that happens to you, you're probably an empath. Number 4 is that crowded places are overwhelming to you. Again, you're picking up on other people's energy. You're picking up on other people's stuff. Several weeks ago, I decided I needed a new pair of sneakers, and I found some store, and it happened to be in a mall, and I haven't been in a mall in probably like 5 years. I don't like to go to the mall. But anyway, I found myself in this mall, and it was very strangely configured. Anyway, nothing in this mall made sense, but there was like, a million people, and it was like a Tuesday night or something. Like, why were all these people shopping on a Tuesday? Anyway, I just remember not only walking through the mall and going through all these stores and not finding a pair of sneakers that fit me right. Like it was just like a not very wonderful experience. But I remember leaving the mall, and I was like so depleted. I was exhausted. And there was no reason for me to be actually tired. When I went in, I was, fine. But like I got in my car and I felt like I needed to take a nap almost because I was that drained just from being around a lot of people. And that's when I learned more about how it's helpful to shield yourself before you're going to go around a lot of people. And it's instant. It's all by intention. You just imagine like a bubble of like a bubble of protection around you. You know, to protect your own energy. Keep other people's stuff to them, and keep your stuff to you. But yeah, I didn't do that on that trip, and I should have. So I took a little 10-minute rest in the car, and then I'm like, okay, now I could drive. Sign number 5 is that you're very intuitive. You have strong gut feelings about things. You might even be like clairvoyant. You might like have visions of, oh, this is going to happen, or that's going to happen, or this, you just know stuff. You just have a very strong intuitive sense. I've definitely become much more intuitive, especially over the past several months. It's always been in there, but it's definitely opened up because I've been open to it. Sign number 6 is that you're very in tune with your body. So I've been a health coach for a very long time, and one thing that I always try to help teach people is that our body is always talking to us, and it's our job to listen. A lot of times we don't listen. So if we just listen to it, it can tell you a lot. Like, yes, I like these foods. No, I don't like these drinks. You just get really in tune with how foods affect you, how beverages affect you. If you're like about to get sick, like you just sort of sense it before you actually get, sick, so you can, take care of it earlier. But you just get like super in tune with your body. The next sign is you can tell when someone is not being truthful. My name, Justine, means justice. So I cannot lie. It's not even possible. Can't even tell like a white lie. Anyway, I'm very honest, which is a good thing. But basically, you can always, as an empath, you can always tell if someone's being truthful, if they're lying, if they're sort of twisting things to their own favor. Like, you're just really sensitive. And so if your gut instinct says this person is sort of like not being totally honest, then you're right. So just trust with that. The next sign is that you are sensitive to stimulants such as caffeine and or medication. I'm definitely sensitive to medication. If for some reason I have to take one, I try not to. I try to go as natural as possible, but sometimes you need medication for things. But I always read all the side effects because I get all the side effects. So if you're someone that gets side effects of medication, you're probably an empath. If you're someone that really can't have caffeine or can only have very little of it, otherwise if you have too much, you get like tired and drained, then you may be an empath as well. Another sign could be that you feel fatigued. Again, being around crowds, just when you just take on too much stuff, right? We need to take time for ourselves to balance ourselves and to rejuvenate ourselves. Otherwise, we can get drained pretty easily. Another sign is that you're really sensitive to sounds, bright lights, strong smells. I can't be around like if it's really, really noisy in a room. Or like loud music. I just can't. The car next to me is like blasting something horrible. I can't, again, it's like this visceral cellular reaction. I just can't listen to it. I need to close the windows and speed away. Bright lights, if you're like super sensitive to a lot of bright lights, and strong smells. I have a nose like a bloodhound. I can't wear perfume. I can't wear lotions with any sort of fragrance whatsoever. I'm very sensitive to smells. Some other signs are that you may feel easily overwhelmed if you got lots going on. So the best thing to do is just kind of like focus on one thing at a time. You may be a great listener. Again, everyone in your world is coming to you with their problems and looking for some advice. You have a huge heart. I mean, like as a coach, I've always had a huge heart. I always genuinely care for every single person that I work with and that I speak to. Friends. Like I'm always super wanting to help them. But over time, I've just learned to let their stuff go to them and then my stuff go to me. Like I'll help them, but then their stuff is their stuff. And then we can really, one thing that we could do to replenish ourselves and to balance ourselves is nature is very healing. So this is really important as an empath. Like, how do you balance yourself? How do you like not be energy drained, not be fatigued a lot, not want to shield yourself with extra weight? Is set some time each day for you. So that could be to go in nature. Nature is very grounding. It's just very, you're in nature. Nature is amazing. Like, it's a miracle by itself. If you just grass grows no matter what. It just grows. Flowers bloom at the perfect time. Bees magically come. It's just magical to be in nature. It's very, very healing. So figure out a way every day to ground yourself and just to really get in tune with you. Another thing to do to help balance yourself is to detach yourself from other people's issues. So, as a coach, as a healer, as a counselor, or whatever profession you're in, hear the issues, but then detach yourself from them. Their issues are not your issues. So one thing that you could do is to say, like in your mind, like return to sender, or, I detach myself from your energy. Like you could just say that and then it's done instantly. Everything is by intention. Setting healthy boundaries. So yeah, there's a lot of energy vampires. They just want to like suck all your energy out of you because you're this bright light. But setting healthy boundaries with people. So it's great to help people for sure. But sometimes, like, if they're going to be, if they're too needy, then you just say, I'd love to help you with this. This is what I can't do all of that. This is what I can do. Or, I'd love to chat longer. You've been on the phone, like it's already getting long. Like, I'd love to chat longer, but I have to go do this thing. So it's okay to like just say what you can do and then just say what you can't do. Set those healthy boundaries. Take care of yourself every day. Meditation is very helpful. Exercise can be a form of meditation because you're getting out of your head and you're just really getting in tune with yourself and with your body. Again, energetically shielding yourself when you're about to go out in the day. I just envision an energy, like a white light energy bubble around me, and that's my protection. Or you can ask, if you believe in angels and all that, then you can ask Archangel Michael to put a shield around you, and he can protect you during the day. Whatever works for you. Crystals, if you're an empath, you may be attracted to crystals. I've always loved shiny, I've always loved Swarovski crystals. And then I learned they're not really crystals. It's like recycled glass or something. But anyway, I love Swarovski crystals. It's my favorite. And now I like all kinds of crystals. I have this beautiful amethyst that I found in Australia. It's one of my favorites. I have a whole bunch now. I've always liked, sparkly things. And so if you're attracted to crystals in any way, shape, or form, especially like a rose quartz or like a clear quartz, then you're probably an empath because they do offer a lot of benefits that can be helpful. They're helpful to absorb energy, and then you can clear them every full moon. They sort of get like cleared and charged. You can put them in the freezer. You can dip them in the ocean. There's all sorts of things you could do to sort of clear and cleanse your crystals. But yeah, crystals are amazing. And the last tip, just to help balance yourself, is to take time every day to rejuvenate yourself. We have to, if you're an empath, you're super sensitive. You're going to pick on everybody's stuff. So it's just being really aware to, your energy is yours and their energy is theirs. Even when I do my Reiki sessions, like at the end, like during the session, I'm helping to transmute their energy and helping to like clear it and get things flowing better, clearing blocks for them. I when the Reiki is on, like I know that our energies are blended for that during the session. But after the session, I detach, your energy is back to you, my energy is back to me, and everything else is transmuted into light and love. It detaches immediately and I could feel it. So all this energy stuff is it's real. Like, even if you don't think it is, like, it is real. Everything is energy. Even Einstein figured this out. Energy equals mass times the speed of light. So if you look inside, like, each atom, like even within our hand, it's mostly space. Like we're mostly space. We're just like condensed so it looks like mass. Anyway, there's this really cool documentary on Netflix now called Heal that everyone should watch. I'm just going to put that out there. But yeah, so I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Now if you've seen this video, you probably know that you're an empath. And it's cool because there's a lot of us. It's good. You know, we have big hearts and we're here to help people. And, you know, we want to be of service in a loving way. So that's my video for today. And I will see you next time.